Liverpool dropped points against Manchester United this past weekend, but what's that done to the fantasy football world? We'll take a look at that and much more coming up. Coming up now. That's right, folks, back once again with another fantasy football update. I have taken my remedy to get rid of the old werewolf for a little bit of time. But anyway, folks, if you are new to the channel, make sure you give this video some love, smash your thumbs up, and smash the subscribe. We'll keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, fantasy football related, whoa, football related. We're going to here. Nawaroski, that's right, and we're here to talk about fantasy football, of course. Weekend by weekend, we get closer to finding out who is going to be the ultimate champion. But before we get into talking about the current state of play, but a bit of a reminder. That's right, the Discord, the Blackburn Rovers Cash Cow Discord. If you are a member of my league, this is the place to be, because if you are successful enough winning one of the Managers of the Month awards, this is the only way I'm going to get in touch with you. So make sure you get involved, subscribe to the Discord or whatever it is. 100% free. You just go into there. There's a link in the old description down below. In fact, I've plastered it across the screen here. Click on that. You'll get involved with the Discord. And then if you are one of those lucky folks to win one of the Manager of the Month awards, this is the place to be. I am behind on my payments, but I think I've got him. Dario Nalaji is there. Don't worry, buddy. I'm going to pay you very, very soon. Just give me a day or so once the next weekend files through, because it's a little bit niffy with my PayPal account. It's a bit funky at the moment. But anyway, let's take a look at the current state of flux. See who's leading the way. Woo! My ad has been blocked. Yep, I've got my old blocker on. But this is the current state of flux. Current match day number 9. Let's take a look at how I did first and foremost. Points, that's where we want to go. I got 36 points, which is below the average. So I'm actually taking a bit of a hit within my team at the moment. Actually, down to a 42nd spot in my table. Overall, my team did absolute shit. Rick Carlson got himself 6 points. Ake got himself 8. Patricia was the right man to call between the sticks. I should have had Lundstrom in there and Cantwell, who both got 3 points. I was bagging on McGinn, getting us a couple of goals, but he didn't. Mane and Van Dijk failed for Liverpool as well, and no goals up top. So, a bit of a disaster for me. But what's going on in the current state of flux in the table? Well, we do have a new leader. I think last time out it was Eden come back with Ben Pugh. In fact, I really need the toilet was leading the way last week. But we have a new leader by 1 point. That's the return of the legend. Gulshan Jain leads the way at the moment. This is, in fact, that's the overall lead. That's the overall lead. He's going to be the El Champiano if it all works out for him. But what's going on in October? That's what we want to see. Denver Green still leads the way with 106 points to the board. A bit of a shit week for him. He actually had worse points than me last time out. But because of his aggregate score for the month, he's doing much better. He's on 106 points. 5 points behind. There's a couple of teams, a couple of players actually. Tom Oxland with Oxo United and Chris Moriarty. Quality name that, Moriarty. Get up, dear Chappie FC. Hot on his heels as well. Daniel Swinehart could also win the Manager of the Month as well. Not too far off. So big week for all these guys. Let's take a look at the calendar while I'm here. Can you see my calendar? You probably can. So we have, this is it. This is the match day. This is the match week for them to go and try and close the gap. After this, we'll have another Manager of the Month award. So if you are in this cluster of here, I'd say top 10, you're in with a shout. Where am I? Where am I? I probably had a shit one this week. Volbist me. Ben Pugh's down there. Just spotted him. I must be absolutely terrible. I can't find myself. 150, surely not. There I am. 107. I've got 71 points. I need an absolute shitstormer for me to get myself up there. But anyway, let's get back to the points and take a little look at this week's dream team. Where this was the one. Is this the best team possible out there? Ings with 9 points. Grealish with 13. Harvey Barnes. David Silva with 11 points. Bernard with 10. Alonso 14. Janmat with 12. O'Connor with 11. Taggart with 10. Stevie Cook with 9. And Pickford between 6. He had 8 points. Top man of the week was Alonso. That was the dream team. Nobody had him. But let's take a look at actually the match winner overall. Actually, this is the dream team right here. who won. There he is. The highest points this week was 98. It's a good 20 points shy. Is a guy by the name of, or the team by the name of Damagix. Looks like he's a Dutchie. Rennes Lemaitre. He's actually currently finds himself, in the grand scheme of things, 725th. 1,000th in the world, but this was the team that was the best last week. He's not in our league. I don't think. With Vardy up top, Rashford, Kane, David Silva with 22 points. El Capitano'd him. Barnes with 11. Grealish with 13. Grealish, I think I had him as well at one point, which pisses me off. Robertson with 8. Fredericks with 1. That's where he fell short. Taggart and Aarons with Pickford between the sticks on his bench. He has Pogba on his bench. Crikey, that's a lot of money. A lot of value, and Mahrez as well. So he's got some options to change it up a bit. But anyway, that is the key man this week. We'll take a look at we'll break down the numbers in just a second. But these are the fixtures, both on TV and not on TV. I'm going to run down them quickly just to show you where I think the points can be won or lost this match day. Of course, kicking it all off, it'll be Southampton against Leicester. Big game this one. Southampton struggling at the moment at the bottom of the table. They need a win. It is at home, and I do fancy them to maybe get something from this game, but you can't back against Leicester. For me, I think that's a game to avoid, so I don't know. I don't know where it lies. Obviously, Man City against Villa, I expect City to win, so if you've got any strikers or attacking players, creative players, that's the way to go. I also think they'll concede some goals against Aston Villa, so you may want to look at a McGinn or a Grealish or a Wesley as well, with a bit of value against Manchester City. I expect Villa to score a goal, but Man City should double or triple it. So maybe a 4-1, something like that. Brighton against Everton, that's a game that could go either way as well. Everton needed results. They did pick up a one against West Ham last time out. This is on the road. I don't think they'll be successful or as successful as they expect. I think Brighton might nick it. So that's probably a game to avoid. Watford, Bournemouth. Watford need a win. I think if they're ever going to win a game, this one is close to it. So if you've got any Watford strikers, Troy Deeney, if he's fit and available, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how fit he is. Maybe that guy, the winger that they brought in, is it Sarr? Maybe that's a chance for him to shine. West Ham against Sheffield. I think Sheffield United will lose this game. I think West Ham will bounce back. And again, look for the attacking players, the creative players up top for West Ham. What's his name? Sebastian Haller. I think he may score a couple of goals if he's fit and available. Again, I don't know their status or how well they are. Burnley against Chelsea. Burnley are always good at home or stubborn, so I think that's a game to avoid. So you know, if you got any Burnley or Chelsea players, maybe bench them. Because when I say a game to avoid, it's just I don't know which way it'll go. You know what I mean? It's too iffy. It's too iffy. I think Burnley could nick a result here against Chelsea, and I don't think Chelsea are going to be that dominant against a stubborn Burnley. It's a shitty place to go, you know. No one likes going to Burnley because it's the ass end of the world, and you know, when I say the ass end, I just mean Burnley, because Lancashire's beautiful. Just Burnley's an asshole, that's the asshole. It's like the asshole of the world right there. But so it's a big dump, and I just think that it's an awkward one to call. Newcastle against Wolves on Sunday. I think Newcastle should fancy the chances here. So again, look for the attacking players, creative players. Defensively, I'm not too sure about Newcastle. I don't think they're that great. Arsenal should bounce back as well. Obviously, losing to Sheffield United. Look at your Aubameyangs, your Lacazettes. Maybe your Pepes, or even some of the youngsters, like what's his name, the young lad who's breaking through at the moment. Liverpool against Spurs is also another difficult one to choose. It's very, you know, I expect Liverpool to win, but I do expect Tottenham to cause some problems. They had a great result in the Champions League this week to give themselves a bit of confidence and maybe push themselves in the right direction with that. But the league is different, and especially playing at Anfield, also very difficult. So I don't know on that one. And then Norwich against Man United. I expect Man United to win, but I'm on the mindset of Manchester United of the dominating era. This is not them at the moment, but a decent result against Liverpool last time out should give them a bit of momentum and mojo pushing forward, and expecting United to win. So your Rashfords up top. You know, some of your creative players for Manchester United your James, if he's fit and raring to go. Obviously, they do play on Thursday, so you can have a good indication of who's being rested for that game as well. So take a look at those. So I fancy United. I fancy Arsenal. I think Newcastle will nick it against Wolves. The Burnley Chelsea one, avoid that one like it's hot. West Ham should beat Southampton, so go for your attacking players there. Watford should edge it, I think, against Bournemouth as well. Brighton and Everton is a sticky one. Avoid that one. Your Manchester City is a stone cold home win, and Southampton Leicester is also a game to avoid. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber about the games. Let's take a look at the current statistics coming at you this past week. Round points, stick with round points, and we're going to start with the goalkeepers. Best goalkeeper obviously was Pickford, 8 points. Ramsdale got himself 6 points as well, and Kepa 6 points. Edison, Krul, a lot of you guys on 6 points there, and Henderson as well with a clean sheet. Moving into defenders this past week, we already know this info. These are your dream team right here. Stevie Cook, Sidibe got himself 9 points, Cancelo 9 points, Ake 8, Rico, Robertson, and Egan. Can we do it by month? Yeah, probably not. As for your midfielders, your big midfielders was Grealish, Barnes, David Silva, Bernard, Hudson-Odoi, Tielemans, who is a defensive midfielder, Ducare, or whatever his name is, 5.7 million for him for 9 points. Lallana, is he going to get himself a start now after that goal? Christian Gross, not Christian Gross, what's his name? What's the Gross bit? Pascal Gross, 6.4 million, got himself 6 points as well. And when you compare it to the likes of your 7.6s and your 8.4s, it's a good bit. It's a good bit of business. Hudson-Odoi as well, 6 million at the moment, and he got himself 9 points. Let's take a closer look at him. His tally this season. He's only got 18 points, but he's only just come back into action. He was reintroduced against Brighton for 27 minutes. Then he started against Southampton. He got himself an assist there. So he's got three assists in the past few games. This guy could be the where it's at. I'm actually going to take a look at Hudson-Odoi. Maybe make a transfer for him later on. Moving forward to the forwards, Rashford was the main man alongside Ings, Vardy as well, Jesus, Jimenez, Musset with the goal, and what's his name? The old six-finger banjoloid player, Wood. And then there's a huge divide between him and their chasing pack, who only got 2 points so far. So not really. This doesn't seem to be where the points are at. It is midfield and defences is where the points are to be won. Obviously, you spend a lot of money on your Aubameyang's and your Kanes and all that kind of good stuff, but and they will deliver on occasion. But right here, right now, it doesn't seem to be where the point is at. So the points are at. So let's take a look at the current overall leaders. And let's just see where the money is, or where the value is at. So obviously De Bruyne is the main man at the moment, 66 points. Here I go, completely against the grain of what I just said. Aguero is got 61 points as well. Mane is third. I think he's in my team at the moment. Aubameyang as well, not too shabby. Tammy Abraham got 7.8 value. That's how much he cost. 56 points on the board. Mo Salah's injured at the moment, 55 points. Pookie as well. Vardy, Sterling, David Silva, Callum Wilson, and Firmino with 50 points. That occupies the two for whatever that top, whatever that is. Let's take a look at the current goalkeepers who are leading the way. Patricio and Henderson, the top two. Ryan as well, not too far off. Edison, De Gea, Pope, Dubravka, Pickford, and Fabianski, who was injured, but he might be on his way back. Ramsdale, Schmeichel, and Guiarta. There's only a couple of points separating the top 2 or 3 keepers here. And there's a good chunk of change here between the likes of Edison and De Gea when compared to Matt Ryan, who's 4.7, to Henderson, who's a 4.6. So if you want to shave some money off your bill, these are probably 2 goalkeepers you want to explore. Henderson's been playing an absolute revelation so far, and even though I can't stand the man. But anyway, take a look at the current top defenders points-wise. Lundstrom still leads the way, 4.6 million. Pereira's up there with 42 points as well, 6.2 million. Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, both Liverpool players with decent amount of points as well, over 40. Van Aanholt, Stevens, O'Connell, Baldock, Peters, Van Dijk, and Egan. As you can see, there's only a couple over the price of 6.5 million, and that's the two. It's actually the Liverpool players: Van Dijk, Robertson, and Alexander-Arnold. And in fact, Pereira's also in there. But the rest, they're all Billy bargains. All Billy bargains. So you might want to revisit your team if you want to get yourselves up into consideration for the top of the walls. But in the midfield, it is the big bad boys, the expensive ones. The De Bruynes, the Manes, Salah, Sterling, David Silva. Mason Mount, though, is a bit of a pickup still, 6.8 million. Grealish as well, 5.9, alongside McGinn. There's just a point separating the two sides. Richarlison's also pretty decent, and Tielemans as well. And let's take a look at the strikers while we're here. Aguero still leads the way. Aubameyang second. Tammy Abraham and Timo Pukki. There's a big chunk of change as well between the top 2 and the next 2. Vardy's in the middle of there. So is Callum Wilson. Kane, big money on him. He's kind of gone off the boil a little bit, but he did score midweek in the Champions League, so maybe he'll be back to goal scoring ways. And Ings is amongst the goal scorers as well these days, so looking good to maybe chunk of change here. But look at that, Timo Pukki's rise and fall at the moment. He hasn't scored in a while, so we'll take a look. So let's take a look at the players that have been in and out, the transfers in this round. Who have they been picking them up? Let's take a look at all of them while we're here, because it could go on. De Bruyne has been brought in by a whole bunch of teams. 157,000 transfers were made and bringing him in. So is Mr. Vardy, James Vardy, 133,000 have been brought him in. Tammy Abraham, 69,000 new transfers coming in. Mane as well. Hudson-Odoi, that's where the money's at. I think David Silva, Aubameyang, Lundstrom still been brought in. Jimenez, Mount, Grealish and Pereira. As for ones that they are dropping like it's hot, it is Timu Pukki, 175,000 of you have binned him off. Son Heung-min has been binned off 116,000 times, as Mo Salah, Kane, Mahrez, Walker, Adrian, Aguero, Otamendi, Shinchenko has been binned off, Cantwell and Van Dijk, just 32,000 at the moment. Let's have a look at... where is it? Teams selected by. Teams selected by. So the main man at the moment is Van Dijk. He's been selected by 45%, maybe 46% if you want to round that up, of all teams so far within the fantasy world. In all the leagues, the million teams, or the bazillion teams together, 45.8% of them have Van Dijk in there. Tammy Abraham is second with 45%. Sterling is in third, 38%. Mount, De Bruyne, Pukki still in there, 34% of all teams have him. Lundstrom is up there. I think I have Lundstrom. I might have Mount. I did have him at one point. I might have Van Dijk. I don't know. Mane as well, been selected by a whole bunch of teams so far. So that's where we're at the moment. If I was to make a pick at what player to be the star of the show this week, let's take a look at the matches one more time. I always look at. I'd say Sebastian Haller. I'd say I'd go with him at the moment. I think he's likely to score some goals against Sheffield United. Obviously, they had a great result against Arsenal, but you always come crashing back down to earth, especially when you're on the road. So I'm expecting West Ham to win that game. I expected him to score some goals. Again, be sure to get stuck in with the old Discord channel. Link is in the old description down below, and also should be on the screen right about now. But that is it, my friends. Be sure to give me this video some loving, and also make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new. We are back, of course, this time next week, roughly, for the latest Fantasy Football update, and we'll reveal who is the October Manager of the Month, who will be lucky prize winner number 3 as the season continues. If you've got any thoughts or suggestions for any new kind of content you'd like to see coming into the new year, 2020 is just around the corner, give me them in the old comment section down below. Give me your thoughts and opinions about your state of play in the league and all that kind of good stuff, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Until then, smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.